It's really underwhelming. Honestly, I wish I could just leave the review with that, because that's honestly how this movie makes me feel, but I can't just leave you with just that one little word description. I mean, if you saw any of the early reviews of this movie, you already heard that most people weren't really liking it a whole lot. And honestly, I think I can see where those critics are coming from. I mean, there are a few things about this movie that are pretty good. The action is okay, it's competently made, the cinematography is beautiful, but honestly, that's not enough to compensate for the fact that the movie is ultimately shallow. It doesn't bring anything new to the table, it doesn't try to take any risks, and worst of all, it keeps promising and hinting that it's gonna be something different, bigger, and better in the future, and it never delivers. Instead, they literally just do the exact same thing with the exact same themes, the exact same storyline, and the exact same plot progression, and the exact same presentation of the characters over and over and over. The closest they ever got to doing anything remotely different was X-Men First Class, which for my money is still the best X-Men movie ever made, so far. But honestly, I am getting really sick and tired of Bryan Singer being the only voice of the X-Men franchise. It just feels like he's content to keep everything exactly as it was when he started. He's not content to step out of his comfort zone, do anything different, or, I don't know, give the X-Men costume some frickin' color? Okay, enough ranting, more reviewing. Alright, so the story follows... You know what? I'm gonna play a game with you. Let's play a new game that I like to call, Where Have I Seen This Before? Okay, so the story follows an ancient godlike mutant named Apocalypse. He survived for thousands of years by transferring his consciousness to another being every century or so. After being betrayed by some of his former followers, he's awoken from his sarcophagus by a couple of idiots. Upon discovering the state of the world, he decides that humanity is incapable of achieving peace on its own, and thus decides to restart the world by destroying it. There's a scene in which Quicksilver saves everybody from a peril situation by using his super speed and super slow motion to an era-appropriate pop song. Magneto is trying to live a peaceful life in Poland with his new family, only for them to suddenly get murdered and for him to go back to his brooding rage state. Jennifer Lawrence continues to prance around the movie acting like she's completely disinterested. There's an epic battle in the final 30 minutes of the movie that has no emotional weight to it. And the very end of the film promises the next X-Men movie is going to feel more like an actual X-Men movie. Now, did I hate this movie? No. Did I like this movie? Not really. Could it have been better? Yes. Do they need to make Bryan Singer step down from his throne and let somebody else handle the X-Men? Hells yes. This just feels like a slightly better made, slightly more expensive version of the first X-Men movie that we saw 16 years ago. The movie comes off like it's supposed to be a grand epic, and yet it never feels like an epic. Everything is either a retread of something we've seen done better somewhere else, or already seen happen in one of the previous X-Men movies. And I really don't understand why Jennifer Lawrence is so disinterested here. Maybe she doesn't like the makeup, maybe she doesn't like Bryan Singer as a director, but for some reason she's just not there. In conclusion, X-Men Apocalypse took 2.5 hours of my life, and I would very much like to have them back, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm TheNorm. Thank you all for watching.